gamers, and welcome to episode 413 of the Super Ultra Podcast Arcade for April 15th, 2023. I'm one of your hosts, Daniel Nicholson, and with me is my co-host, Dominic Stallworth. What's going on this week, Dominic?
It's going nothing much. It's been a warm week, man. Spring, it feels like spring is here.
Yep.
I mean, it's supposed to cool off a little bit after this, but we're getting to the warm weather. I miss winter already, man. I already miss it, and I'm like, damn. It felt like it went by too quick for me. It's like it wasn't long enough. It didn't just give me one more month. But oh well, just got to deal with this shit. All right, so I think I talked about last week. I know in sports, the Ravens got OBJ receiver, but I don't know what like I said. I think I said last week, I don't know what the plan is for the Ravens. Is this supposed to be a way to keep Lamar? Because if Lamar asks for a trade, does that change his mind on that? Ask for a trade? I don't know.
Right.
But from OBJ standpoint, OBJ, I mean, it sounds like he didn't come here like expecting Lamar to play. It looks like this was a business decision, maybe. Just like the money, like it seemed like it was the best deal for him.
Yeah.
Or whatever. So, I guess we'll find out. Football, I don't know anything else happens going on football. I know the draft is coming up later on or next month, early next month or later on this month. Baseball is still in full swing. Orioles are doing pretty good. They're 2 games above 500. They've been really crushing it. Like our top players, our young top players. I know Cedric Musk has been doing that well. But the last 2 games he has got a hit. So I know he was struggling a bit. But Mountcastle and Adley Rutschman, Adley Rutschman, who was a rookie last year, he's been crushing it, man. He's had a walk-off home run. He said that was the first time in his life he ever had one.
That's cool.
Anything he's ever played. So that's good. And Mountcastle had a big grand slam to help us come back in the lead in one game. He, I think at one point, I don't know if he still is, he was tied for the most home runs. I think he has the most RBIs in the league right now because he had 9 RBIs in one game. And he was killing it. And both those guys, they're doing great. Hayes is doing great, one of our outfielders. Who else? But Taylor's been doing better than I think. I've seen him on base quite a few times, and he's like a great base stealer. Our pitching, the starting pitching hasn't been doing good. They're not lasting long, and it's really hurt on our bullpen. Our bullpen's been doing okay, but we'll see how long that can last. I'm hoping the starting pitcher can get better, can at least go into the 5th and 6th. Like they haven't been really be able to last that long, and we give up a lot of runs, but luckily we have a good offense. That's our saving grace is that our offense has been crushing it. So we've been staying afloat. The Tampa Bay Rays, who have been undefeated, they have gone, I believe 13-0. They have finally lost to the Toronto Blue Jays. Yeah. So that streak is over. But man, that's a great way to start, man. Great way to start. Good for them. I wish we could have started like that.
Take what we can get done.
Yeah, exactly. That's basically it. Yeah, I mean, it's not really much there. I mean, that's all I talk about for baseball. I think the Nationals still suck. I mean, it's still early. I mean, but they are in last place, so they are playing to their level. They're playing to what we thought they would be. Gotcha. Basketball, the playoffs are sort of started because the play-in games happen. So the Lakers are in the playoffs now because they won their play-in game. They'll be playing against the Memphis Grizzlies, so that should be interesting. I actually might watch that series. And the other series I want to watch is the Warriors versus the Sacramento Kings, because Sacramento technically is the higher seed, but the Warriors are now healthy, and I want to see can the Warriors beat this young team that they're up and coming. it seems like, and they're trying to be a threat. I mean, they want to be a threat. Then you have the Nets, who basically are where they are because of the two players that left, Durant and Kyrie Irving, because they were like 3 or 2 when they left. Now they fell down to 6. I thought it was going to fall into the play-in game and lose, but they stayed afloat because there was enough wins, and they got players who are pretty good. They're pretty good, and they keep them afloat basically. But it's like, it's so weird. It's such a weird situation that the two players that left, they left in the middle of the year. And it's like, yeah, y'all left the team, but y'all left them in good shape. It's like, you don't see it. It's rare to see people leave, especially 2 great players leave a team that's doing good. It's rare. So, they're playing 76ers, who 76ers should beat them. The Hawks are playing the Celtics. Celtics will win. I got the Celtics and the Milwaukee Bucks facing each other in the East Championship. I think those are 2 top teams. I know Knicks are playing Cavaliers. The Heat are playing the Bucks. The Suns are playing the Clippers. That should be interesting. That's Kevin Durant's on the Suns now, and the Clippers. They've ever since they got their team 3 years ago, people thought they would be better than what they are, but they haven't. They've been disappointing. So maybe they can. This can be the year that turns around. Timberwolves are playing against the Nuggets, which is the number 1 team in the West.
Oh,
so for the West, I think it's pretty open. Like, I wouldn't be surprised. Like, Lakers, if Anthony Davis plays well, like, it's really up to Anthony Davis. If he plays great, because LeBron, he doesn't have to. He shouldn't be the lead scorer. He was the lead scorer in last game. It should be Anthony Davis, and LeBron should be, like, of course, what he does: assists, like rebounds, defense, because he's older. So I feel like if you're forcing LeBron to take a lot of shots, I think you've done your job, because he's not going to be able to do it by himself. If Anthony Davis is not playing well, they're not going to win. So because the team they beaten to get into the playoffs, they were depleted, because Minnesota they effed themselves over. Well, first one guy was injured because he broke his hand by punching a wall.
Oh, jeez.
Another guy was suspended because he punched his own player. So and they barely beat this team. They went to overtime against the Minnesota Timberwolves. Mm. So it's like, darn, they shouldn't have gone to overtime against a team. Like, they should have just beat them. But so I'm curious, like, will they be able to beat the Grizzlies? The Suns seem like they might be the favorite just because of Durant, but it's kind of weird to see a team just gel in that short of time, because basketball seems like it's really big on chemistry. I've never seen a team that just doesn't have chemistry win. So maybe they just develop it. Maybe it comes quickly and they develop it. I don't know, but we'll see. But like, the West is really open. For me, the East is between Bucks and Celtics. And I mean, 76ers could be in there, but they always seem like they fall, like they'll lose to one of those teams. So I don't know. They'll have to do it for me to believe. But they're the number 3 team. But it's like, I don't see nobody else doing it. I don't see no surprises this year happening on the East side. So that's it. As far as sports, I know hockey, there's no caps this year, so you ain't gonna hear me saying nothing about no hockey playoffs. I ain't gonna know what the hell is going on over there. XFL, DC they're clinched the playoff spot. Nice. So we'll see. There's only 2 more games left. The USFL starts today as we're doing the podcast. Oh, okay. So, wow, it's going to be interesting to see, like, because these last 4 weeks of the XFL, you know, the 2 weeks and plus the 2 weeks of playoffs, right? How it does with the USFL, like
playing the rock out some more, Dominic.
Yeah, I always saw some people, or like, there was like a few people who were saying, like, I've got USFL back, saying like the XFL, or vice versa, saying the XFL is so much better than USFL. I'm indifferent. I'll say production-wise, I think XFL was better as production, even though I am tired of hearing about all the betting. They always say, when the commentators, they always talk about the over-under, and like, oh, yeah, this is the thing from, like, this is the money line, and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, get the fuck.
Yeah.
I'm like, are you serious? I said, Jesus Christ. I mean, I know betting is in there, but even on the other sports, I don't hear as much. I'm like, y'all just talk about all the time. And it's like, I guess it's because of their advertisement. I don't know who's for them. I forgot who it was. But yeah, I'm like, damn. It's like, shut up. Can you talk about the fucking game? It's not the bet. But yeah. So what's been going on with wrestling?
Not really worth much talking about this week. I will mention, we talked last week about WrestleMania and kind of the fallout from that, but it seems like the Vince influence hasn't continued. It's not as evident this past week in the programming, so it seems like that was just kind of he happened to be in town and got a little more control over things than he will on a normal basis, which is a good sign for WWE, but it still sounds like maybe his influence is a little more than it had been for the past 6 or so months since Triple H had taken over with that stuff. Yeah, but that's kind of wrestling. I'm actually going to a New Japan show down in DC this afternoon, so I'm excited about that. It's going to be at the WNBA where they play, the Sports and Entertainment Arena or something like that.
Oh, okay.
So that should be cool.
Yeah. That's awesome. I thought you were going to say you're going to Japan.
Not quite.
All right. So I guess we'll get into what we've been watching. So what you been watching, man?
So I've still got Apple TV Plus. I think I told you before, but the reason I have it mostly is because I end up with these free trial things. I got 3 months free out of Target because I have a red card or whatever, and then when I bought my new TV, it came with another 3 months. But I do like Ted Lasso, so my 3 months ran out, so I was actually like, what the hell is this charge on my credit card from Apple? I don't buy anything from Apple. And I was like, oh shit, I'm paying for Apple TV Plus. But while that's, while Ted Lasso is still going on, I think there's only a couple more episodes. I've been trying to take advantage of it a little more. So I watched the After Party, which is a comedy that's on Apple TV Plus. It stars Tiffany Haddish. She's a detective. And then it's got a whole bunch of other people that you may know from different places, but might not necessarily know their names. It's got the dude from, what is that? Veep, the black assistant, kind of nerdy guy. He's one of the stars of the show. Basically it's about it's a high school reunion, and one of the guys is this big movie star, superstar now, and he gets murdered, and then everybody at the party is kind of a suspect. So Tiffany Haddish as the detective is going through their stories. It seems like each of the patrons is basically going to have an episode. I don't know how many episodes total, but that's kind of how it's broken down so far. So the guy from Veep, his episode was first, and then the second episode is another one of the characters, and it seems like it's going to kind of go from there. Each of them is going to have their own perspective of what happened. So it's been pretty funny so far. And then I watched the Tetris movie that just came out on there. That movie is enjoyable. It's definitely super Hollywood eyes, there's a car chase in there, which most likely did not happen. But
are you serious?
Yeah,
I thought it was. Oh goodness gracious!
It's just near the end of the movie. For the most part, it's perfectly fine. They don't. It's definitely overplayed. The characterization of Russia in that movie is the way you stereotypically see Cold War era Russia. And I'm not here to say that's not what it was like, but it just the outfits and the buildings and everything, it just looks very oh, okay, this is what Russia looks like. And they definitely have characters in there that are like, these are the villains of the plot. But it definitely, like, I wasn't totally familiar with the story behind Tetris. I know the Russian government was involved, and I know there was like some other parties involved, but it really lays it out and in quite an entertaining way. So it's definitely not like, people talk about it like it's like this like Hollywood level thing, but it definitely doesn't feel like that, even though the quality of actor in there is good, and I think everybody does a good job, but it feels a little on the hokey side, and part of that might just be because they're like trying to make this overblown thing about a video game and it, coming to fruition basically. But I definitely enjoyed the movie. I thought it was a lot of fun, and you get some kind of cool background about Tetris that you may or may not be familiar with. So I'd recommend watching it. It's not an hour and a half wasted or so.
Oh, okay. All right, yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I might check it. I might definitely check it out.
Yeah.
All right, so I guess we get to what we were playing. So I guess I'll go ahead.
Yeah.
Oh no, we got to talk about the trailer.
The
Miss Marvel trailer.
Yeah.
Oh, the Marvel. What is it? What's
the
it
Marvels, because it's
right,
Miss Marvel and Captain Marvel and Photon, the woman from WandaVision.
Her name is Photon? I thought her name was something else.
I think she's been a Captain Marvel or a Miss Marvel. I think her most recent, like, Inception has been Photon in the comics.
Oh yeah, I guess not calling her two Captain Marvels. So how do you feel about it? Like you just watched it. So what you think of it?
I think it looks fine. I'm definitely cooling on Marvel movies in general. Like, I've fallen behind on actually seeing them. We were talking about like when Ant-Man and the Wasp Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania is coming to Disney Plus earlier before we started recording, and like it wasn't ever a thing where I was like, I kind of want to go to the theater and see it, but at the same time I'm just kind of falling out of that. So like even with this, I thought what I saw in the trailer looked fun, and I'm sure if I went to the theater and saw it, it would be an enjoyable time. I've been really positive on Marvel movies up to this point. But at the same time, I'm just kind of like, the theater release isn't really the real release for me anymore, because I'm just waiting for it to come to streaming, basically. That's kind of where I'm at with this stuff now. And, part of it is having a kid and making it a little more difficult to getting out to the theater. But at the same time, like, if I wanted to see it, I would go out and see it, So I'm definitely falling into kind of where it seems like a lot of people are, with like just oversaturation and kind of like the I don't want to say the mediocrity of Marvel, but the kind of the kind of downward trend of Marvel, and that's not to say like they're bad movies, but we did hit a peak with Endgame, and it's kind of hard to continue that upward trend. I think we're just kind of getting into that valley again. I talked about it last week. Like, it's definitely kind of affected media all around. Like, it talked a little bit about The Mandalorian, but like, I didn't talk about it last week, I don't think, but that episode I thought was okay. It just basically kind of another episode of Mandalorian, but some people on the internet were like saying it was the worst thing ever. Lizzo and Jack Black are in that episode as like these kind of hierarchy people, like a princess and the
Lizzo.
Yeah, Lizzo's in there.
Oh, damn. Oh man.
Yeah, so people were very upset about that.
Yes.
They're also kind of upset in general about kind of how Din and Grogu are kind of being pushed to the back a little bit as they're telling more of like Bo-Katan's story. And then I think that kind of instantly got turned around with this past week's episode. You know, we're now in like the end game portion where it's like these are the last 2 episodes, so of course we're getting back on track. We're going to the like main plot points. Yeah, so it's really weird because like at one point in time, like an episode like that would have maybe been seen as like character building, and maybe some people would have been upset about the fact that it was maybe more character building for Bo-Katan than it was for the Mandalorian, who theoretically is the title character, right? You know, even though you could conceptualize it and say like, oh, the Mandalorian, like yeah, it could be any of the Mandalorians. But we're kind of at this point in society where it's like, yeah, we got the end game thing. So like we got to be building up to this big thing, but really we don't even care about the build up. Like we just want to get to the big thing, but we know that this has to happen to get there. So like, let's get through that, but let's get to the big thing. So I don't know. Like overall, I think The Mandalorian has been a perfectly fine season. And you know, to the same point, like with this Star Wars, or not with Star Wars stuff, with the Marvel stuff, like I'm sure Ant-Man and the Wasp is fine. I'm sure the Marvels is going to be enjoyable, but like at the end of the day, like what's going on with the Kang Empire and all that stuff, you know? So I don't know. I'm trying to take it more with like, not lower my expectations, but kind of just like be like, okay, I'm here for the ride. You know, I'm trying to be like less enthusiastic about it, but at the same time, I'm not going to sit here and, you know, be more critical in the way that, you know, some people will take it and like kind of try and overanalyze stuff. Like, I'm just here for the entertainment. Yeah.
I mean, and if they're for the analyzation stuff, that's fine with them too. Yeah. Because that's how I basically am too. It's like, if I like it, I like it. I don't. So with the Miss Marvel, I mean the Marvels, which is coming out. Yeah, I think I would have liked it more maybe some years ago. I mean, like I'm more excited to see it, not liked it because I haven't seen it, but it does, because I look at it, I say it looks like it's fun, but it's just that it doesn't feel. I mean, I felt like we've done this, and it's not that it's a bad thing. It's just that I haven't had that break yet. I haven't got to that break yet where I'm okay with going back to even something similar. It's so. It just feels like it's just more of the same, which is bad. Which is not always a bad thing, but right now it is, because I feel like it's too close to things that I have seen. I haven't, for me personally, and I feel like I have enough break from it, from seeing, from watching that stuff. I felt like for me, I probably should have, at the end game, I should have like waited. Like I shouldn't just been like just waited and not watch. But the thing is, it's not even that. I could have waited and not watch anything, but just that people talk about it, it's always around, and it's just like it gets to be somewhat annoying, because that's like the only things like people watch, and it sucks because it's like, there's got to be something else out there.
I mean, especially when there is like actively better stuff out there, right? Like, you know, you're talking about not Breaking Bad, but what's the lawyer? Better Call Saul.
Perry Mason.
You know, stuff.
Better Call Saul. Yeah.
Oh,
but new Perry Mason that's what I'm watching now.
Mm-hmm.
I like that. Better Call Saul. I mean, Better Call Saul is over.
Well, I was just saying, like, know, back a couple of years or so ago.
But you know, kids ain't watching that. So
have you watched any of that Poker Face series on Peacock?
No.
I've heard good things about it, but it sounds like, I don't know about Perry Mason necessarily, but kind of one of those old crime dramas where, like, you know, at the beginning of the episode who did it, and you're kind of following along with the main character as they actually, put the pieces together and stuff like that.
I mean, it's a lot of shows I'm trying to catch up on, to really get into. Because Perry Mason, I'm behind. I don't think it's over yet, the series though, but I am behind on some episodes. Barry is about to come back up soon. The final season. And because you didn't watch all last season, did you?
No, I don't think I finished it yet. I got to jump back into that. I just finished up where I had left off with Succession, and now I'm caught up with that.
Succession, I just finally watched the first season.
Oh, okay.
When the guy killed, accidentally. Well, he didn't kill him. It was an accident. He went to the war and the guy died in the car. Yeah. I was like, so that's how his father gets out of him. Him suing him, or not suing him, but taking over the company,
trying to take over the business.
Yeah, that's how he get. I was thinking it had to be. I was hoping like it was more like someone outsmarted someone. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what I was I was a little disappointed that like, because he's going to have to cover up his murder. Well, not murder, but just being there on the killing. Well, he left the body, so he didn't tell nobody. So yeah, he's going to cover it up. Yeah. He's helping his cover up, and I'm like, that's like. It's luck. I was like, it came down to luck. So it kind of sucks. I was kind of hoping like if the father was going to, I kind of figured the father was going to have something. I was like, it's got to be something I'm not seeing. Like he's not showing us, or something comes to him. But I was like, this? I was like, The only thing I can say is that he planned that man dying somehow. And that car accident. Oh man. But anyway, to the Marvels, it looks okay, but like it's more the same. And I'll see it eventually when it's available on streaming, Disney Plus or whatever. Yeah. That's about it. I mean, glad the movies. I mean, I want to say I'm glad it's happening, but I don't mind it happening. It's just that I don't know. I was disappointed in the first Marvel. I feel like she should have happened after the Avengers, the whole Avengers arc thing, in game. I felt like she should have that movie should have happened afterwards, and then this, like I could see a build up with this or something like that happening, and that's fine. But hey, it's here, and I don't know what's going on. Like I don't know what's going on with Marvel, what they're doing, and I kind of don't care. I just want to watch. Yeah. I just watch when shit happens. I don't need the whole thing, because it was cool when it happened, but it happened. It's not going to be cool. I mean, now I'm at the point where, like in my life, like I don't need to see news about how these movies, like how the movies are done or what's coming out. If I see it, it has to come to me, and then like if I see a preview or something, I'll go see it. And if I like it, I'll go see it. If I don't really care for it, I'll wait for it or just never see it. I mean, that's just what it is. I know that movie Air just came out, which boasts about the Jordans. Supposed to be like how the Jordans made.
Matt Damon. I just randomly saw a YouTube like commercial for that, and I had no idea what was happening. I was like, oh shit, this looks kind of interesting.
Oh yeah, well, because it comes on because I watch sports, so you see a lot of commercials. So
that makes sense.
So I saw that, and I mean that looks interesting, but it's also something that's like I can kind of see how it's going, because I've been watching these things with Ben Affleck. I just seen him recently with Ford versus Ferrari or something like that. So it's like it's kind of like the realistic, like, oh, this is what happened, but it's no more stylized and stuff, for Hollywood. And it's like, it's cool, but I mean, I'll see it. Like when it comes to streaming, I would definitely watch it. I'm trying to think like a movie now that I'm really excited to see. Like I really just want to see. Now I heard Creed 3 was good. Everybody said it, so I do want to see that. But it's like something on the horizon. I don't know. I don't really. Oh, I think it's the what's it called? Wertenheimer? Something German.
Oh, shit.
So yeah, something with the atomic bomb thing. Yeah, I want to see that. I'm kind of excited to see that because I do like Christopher Nolan movies, even though I ain't like Tenet. But this is one of those realistic ones. I love Dunkirk, and I think Dunkirk is like one of my favorite Christopher Nolan movies. Yeah. So I definitely want to see this one. I want to see. Yeah,
Oppenheimer. That's
I like
what
how.
it is.
Yeah. I like how he films his movies. So, like, it was like visually, like Tenet was great. Just story wise, I didn't know what the fuck was going on. That's a movie I have to watch again. Probably, I probably definitely gonna have to watch that again. Because honestly, I don't think I watched the very end. I think I got close to the end, but I was like, I don't know what the fuck's going on so much that I'm okay not finishing it, and then I just didn't finish it. All right, so I guess we'll take a. Oh no, we gotta go to what we've been playing. So. I guess it's just me.
Yeah.
So I played this them fighting herds. This is a game I think we talked about last year. It came out like November last year. It's a fighting game with basically like big four-legged animals. Like a horse, like horses, cows, reindeers, goats, unicorns, everything along that lines. Almost look like a My Little Pony thing, the way the art style is, but it's a fighting game, and it looks good. It looks pretty good. I played it, but in the story mode, it looks like a Super Nintendo game, like a Zelda-ish, like an RPG, a JRPG or something. And you like it has dialogue. It's not spoken dialogue in that mode, but the only spoken dialogue was during the fights, and so it has things like you read the text and stuff. It's pretty funny. But the story is that these dark beings called predators or something like that, are coming to attack what they call the herds or something like that. They used to be all one herd, but then they got all separated because they did fight the predators a long time ago, and then they got all just scared and stuff, and they all separated. So now you have to come together. Like each herd has to bring their warriors to come together to fight the predators. So first you start off. I'm playing as this cow. She's the champion from her herd, and she's going out. So she's going out to meet some others. So I'm assuming you play as others. I don't know if you play as her the whole game. I have no idea. But you go through the game, and when you get to certain points, it'll go to another screen that looks more like the fighting game, and like it's kind of trying to teach you how to fight at the same time as being like the story mode. So it's like, oh, you jump on these platforms. So it's teach you how like to jump. And like doing the fighting, like how you can jump higher and lower. Thing is, I don't like doing that platforming though. It's not good at all. So it sucks because I kept making mistakes a lot. When you fight enemies, it turns to like a fighting game, and it's fun. And now I'm just at the point where I'm fighting this boss, but it's not like a traditional fighting game. It's almost like a boss fight where it spits stuff out, like you can't hit it because it's in the background. You have to dodge the spitting, and then you have to dodge his tail, or block his tail, really, because I think you can't really dodge it unless you jump super, super quick, which as fast as that thing comes, I don't think you can. You just have to block it, and I just have to figure out the pattern for that, and then I can beat it. Which I don't know I'm going to finish it, because this is a free weekend, so it's going to be gone by the time you hear this podcast, and then I don't know how long the sale is going to last though, but the game is on sale. But it seems all right. Like the actually just fighting game actually feels pretty good. It's similar to how DBZ is with the power ups and stuff like that. It's simple. It's one of those simple type of fighting games that you can easily get into, which I like. So yeah, man. It's definitely not what I thought. I didn't think it was going to be. I didn't think I was going to have as much fun as I did have with it, but it's all right. You got anything you want to say? Any questions?
It seems cool.
All right. So, also I played another fighting game, Guilty Gear Strive. I basically just played it because I need some video for the podcast and from last podcast. And so I played as, I'm trying to remember I forgot who the guy, I don't actually know his name. He has a sword, but a lot of them do. So he's a ninja. That's what it was. I know he's a ninja.
Okay.
Because he always says when he fights, he says, if I beat you, you have to become a ninja. And I was like, what?
Is
Shut
that
up.
How that works?
I said, I mean, that game is definitely feel like a hardcore fighting game. It doesn't seem really easy to get into, like Dragon Ball Z or even like of course the Mortal Kombat games and stuff like that. So it was a little hard for me to really get some of the moves down pat, and I haven't really got it totally down pat. I got to a point. It has that like when you do arcade mode, kind of like the other Arc Sys games where how well you do is how tougher the other next match will be. Mm. And I guess unfortunately at one point I did something. I got good at a certain point. I say that in quotations. I got to a point where I got basically good enough where I can't win the next match, and I don't want to be that. So I wish they would just bring me down, but unfortunately you can't go back down until you win that match, because then it goes by how well you did, and it will bring you down. But I don't know if this is the last battle or what, but this guy is just kicking my butt. And like, cause he always seems like he does his power up, what makes him a lot stronger, and I can never beat him. And yeah, but I mean, the game is fun. It looks great. It's a little annoying how each match starts out with the narrator saying the same damn line every time. But they do have a story mode, and the story mode is literally watching a movie, basically. The movie with the game's graphics and everything, but it's not like you don't fight. It's not like other fighting game story modes. It's literally a story where you actually watch to know the world of the game. That's what it says. Learn the world of the game. I said, oh, that's interesting. I wish they could have implemented, like, got there and like some points of the game where they are fighting, like, hey, make this the part where you actually do fight. But I don't know why they chose that, but whatever. But yeah, I mean, it looks good and things, but it's pretty hardcore. So like, yeah. I can't get into it like these like the other games, my fighting games I play. Another game I played because I need some video for the podcast was Battlefield 2042. So I said, hey, I'll try that out since it's on Game Pass, so I can just play it, and it's on the cloud because not all the EA games are on the cloud. So I was happy that was. So I was like, let me go try this game out. And it starts you off, you're playing against computer. You got computer AI who's with you, and you fight against the AI to get you to know the game, to get you to feel the game. I did that. I cannot fly anything because it seemed like every time I got in something, I crashed it. And then you gotta wait till you got a time limit till you can actually be able to ride something again. So I don't ride anything again for a while. But it was fun. I had fun playing it. I did play. I still haven't played like a real match against other humans. Like I just pick AI bots because I just wanted to get and just try it out again, and like capturing points. I think we lost that match, but it was fun playing though. Yeah, I mean, I always like Battlefield, like the chaos of like the battle, like having somebody in planes or helicopters and just shooting and things of that nature. I didn't do anything that was in that. I remember that EA did on one of their shows, or E3 that showed off where the building was falling down. I didn't play on that map. There was nothing like that happened during this, but I mean, I haven't played a shooter in a while, like a shooter like this in a while, so it felt pretty new. I was like, darn, I haven't done this in a while, and yeah, it felt good. I mean, I enjoyed it. Like, it's something I feel like, yeah, I could just jump back into, especially just playing AI. I don't have to worry about getting shot and killed right away a whole lot. So I was like, yeah, I'm glad they got that in the game. And I'm curious, like, how many people are playing that game. Like, I mean, maybe I'll try like a match to see. Or like the other ones, though they're not on the cloud though. Like, yeah. I got Battlefield 1 in them. Like, I'm curious how many people are playing those games. Like,
I just can't imagine there's that many. Yeah,
yeah. But I never knew in that game I could play against AI. I never tried to.
Right.
So I wonder, like, if they don't have that, the only thing you can do is single player. Like, they have a campaign. Because this one, I don't know if this has a campaign. At least I didn't see it. They didn't make it easy to find if they have one. What else I played? I played some on MLB. Just playing baseball. Playing with my character and everything. I know it's a double XP weekend this weekend. So I've been doing that to get some card packs, to get some gear and stuff. I've been playing Persona 3. I'm like I said, I'm still closer to the end than the beginning, but it's got to that point where you think you're about to win, but I knew I wasn't. I was like, I feel like I didn't do some things. And this wasn't, you think it's the last boss, and then you see like, oh no, it's not the last boss. Some guy you've been working with traded on you. I was like, is this going to be a thing in all of them? And I was like that in 5 also. So I was like, yeah, okay. And also played some more Avengers. I played a match with some real people, and it sucked because one of them weren't playing, and I wish they would have kicked them out, and it didn't. And I couldn't find a thing. I was too busy trying to play to figure out how is there a thing you can kick somebody out who's not playing. But yeah, I mean, it was all right. I mean, I was just only playing with people because it was one of the challenges to like level up quickly. So I was like, okay, I'll just join a match. And I was thinking like, man, can I even find anybody up here, man? And luckily I did. So I was like, oh, good. There are some people still playing. So, or they probably like me because some of them, they weren't like super high leveled. Now I was because I cheated and I was playing on the PC and I have like quick like level up, but I can't. No, not quick level up. No, I do have it. I have quick level up, but I can't. But quick level up doesn't mean you unlock stuff. So it's still like challenges help you unlock things. So that's why I was doing the challenges. So like I would do like on streaming, I would play online with people because if I play on PC, I'll probably get some slowdown and I'll be with somebody not doing anything. They probably just see me just standing there because I'm waiting for shit to load up. But yeah, I mean, I talked about this before. I mean, it's not that great, but I mean, it's fun. Like I have fun with it. It's just that I end up getting bored. That's what it is. Like you end up getting bored pretty fast with it, and that's the problem because there's not a lot of variety with the game. So. Oh, but I did play with. Did I play with any of the newish characters? I didn't play with them yet. I know I played with Cat, but I played with Cat before. But I haven't unlocked them officially in the story mode. But I just played with them randomly. And I might try to play with like the female Thor. Next time, it's like female Thor, Black Panther, who I did play a little bit with when they first had that campaign open, but I didn't stick with it. I never played with the male Hawkeye. I never played with him.
Okay.
And yes, Winter Soldier. I forgot Winter Soldier was even in the game. I was like,
oh
shit.
The last one, right? That got out.
You tell me, Daniel, because I have no idea. I just thought Spider-Man, I was like, because I saw that, I was like, who is this dude? And I was like, that's Winter Soldier. I said, they have Winter Soldier. I gotta try him out too. So that's it. So that's all I've been playing. So I guess we'll take a quick break. When we get back, we get to the flashback segment.
All right.
And we're back. And now we're flashbacking to 2013, 10 years ago. So in this week, 10 years ago, we only got one game that's really worth mentioning. And that one game is Injustice, Gods of Among Us. It's been... I say Gods Among Us. That's what it is. It's been 10 years. 10 freaking years since this game's been out. This game was... I really liked it. When it first came out, I was excited for it. I played it. Hold on real quick. Yeah, I was really excited for this because I liked Mortal Kombat. Like, Mortal Kombat 9 was great. And they said, they're doing, like, DC characters with that engine. And I was like, oh, shit, that should be awesome. And it was. I liked the story. The story was great. The fighting was great. I didn't like how Batman looked. I didn't like some of the and I think the Flash too. Like some of the looks of the characters weren't that good in either side. Like even like the supposed to be the R universe and the Injustice universe. I was like, yeah, they could. I don't know why they made Batman's helmet like that, but whatever. I really liked that game. And then, eventually we got Injustice 2, and that was great too, except for the microtransaction shit. The microtransaction, I'm trying to think. The loot boxes, I would say. Yeah, it's the same thing. That is just, unlocking shit. There's so much shit. I didn't like that. But like this one, this one didn't have that. Yeah, this one didn't have it. This is before they learned they can do more and get more money out of the games. So this was like, this was the calm before the storm, basically. But nah, I really like the story, and I like what like the comic that was with it and that came after it. That was pretty damn good too. What you think of the game?
Yeah, I liked it a lot. Coming off of that latest Mortal Kombat game, and then adding the DC superheroes with their kind of exaggerated powers, even when you compare them to, Mortal Kombat guys who are ripping spines out and stuff. I thought that stuff was really neat. I didn't glom onto it as much as you did. I ended up playing a lot more 2 than I did the original one, but I thought overall it was really neat.
All right, so now we're going back 20 years to 2003, and we got Postal 2 was released on Windows. I feel like we just talked about Postal, maybe. But yeah, Postal 2, I never actually, was it Postal? No, it wasn't Postal. It was, I forgot what the other game was. I think it's, I don't know. I think it was made by the same person. What's the comedy shooter? That was kind of like Spy Who Shagged Me kind of thing.
Oh, No One Lives Forever.
Yeah, I always get that. For some reason, I don't know why I think of Postal. I always think of that game.
I think they came around the same time, maybe the second one.
But I never played this, so yeah, you have to talk about this. I don't know nothing about Postal.
Yeah, Postal 2 was kind of the one that blew up. I don't remember much about Postal 1, but Postal 2 was the one that kind of blew up as like this first-person shooter, but it's extreme. Like, you can just piss on things, and it's got Gary Coleman in there, and you're going to shoot him, and it's just like super over the top and exaggerated.
You can piss on things.
Yeah. It was like one of your like attacks if you didn't have a gun or something. Actually, I think even if you had a gun, you probably just pressed a different button. But that's the kind of like crude humor that it was going for. I downloaded it at one point and played maybe, I don't know, a total of like an hour before it kind of was like, oh yeah, this game isn't very good. It's just going for like shock value basically. And that was kind of the extent of it.
Oh, okay. Also, Golden Sun: The Lost Age came out on Game Boy Advance.
Yeah.
This was that RPG, right? And I think it was pretty good. But you can talk about it because I don't really know much about it.
Yeah, it was Nintendo, Golden Sun: The Lost Age. This is the second one. It didn't review quite as well as the first one, but still it was generally positive in like the 80s or so. And this was just like, it's kind of weird.
You say it's funny you say the 80s. It's almost sound like you're talking about the year. It was during the 80s. But
we're talking about Game Boy games. I think it's the 80s. But yeah, this series in general, like, was impressive for what it was on the Game Boy Advance. Like, it looked visually pretty good. They used, kind of the top-down pixely style while you walked around the world, and just like a Final Fantasy VII, they kind of tried to gussy up the graphics when you went into battles. I like this series because this was when a lot of the JRPGs on consoles were kind of transitioning into more action-oriented, less just kind of turn-based stuff. And this kind of kept that tradition, which I was still more in favor of. Like, I liked my action games, but I liked my action games as action games, and I liked my JRPGs as like these, active battle, time-based, turn-based things like Final Fantasy VII was. Like, for me, that was like, okay, this is the way I want my game to play. And that's basically what they did for this. They also had, these djinns, I think they were called, which were basically like your magical creature kind of summon type things. It just harkened back to like the simpler time of JRPGs, and during that time on the Game Boy Advance, that's what I was looking for.
All right. So, actually, you can talk about the next one too, man, because none of these games, I ain't was talking about none of them. But yeah, go ahead.
Sure. So the next one, April 15th, Ikaruga. This came out on the GameCube. This was the bullet hell game. And I remember being a GameCube fan, like Ikaruga coming to America was like this huge thing. I remember when people were like talking about importing it beforehand. Basically it's bullet hell shooter, but your vehicle, your plane or spaceship or whatever it is basically black on one side and white on the other. So like you could color match the bullets or reverse. I don't remember if it was like white absorbs the white bullets, black absorbs the black bullets, or vice versa. But that's the way you could avoid them, because basically the screen was so full of bullets that you couldn't just avoid touching them. You would actually have to like actively switch between the colors to also get through this whole, mess of bullets. It always seemed like a really cool concept, but I was never huge into the kind of bullet hell type games. So I never really, I don't even know if I ever played it. I think, it got re-released on like the Xbox 360 and stuff at a later time. And maybe it got a demo that I tried out at some point in time, but I don't think I ever did. So yeah, but I think generally it's a well-received game and is kind of stuck out in pop culture a little more than most games of that type would have.
Okay. All right, then. So that is it for the flashback segment. It's pretty quick.
Yeah.
So I guess we'll take a quick break, and when we get back, we get into the gaming news.
All right.
And we're back. So let's get to the gaming news. So what we got, man?
All right, Dominic. So first up, a real quick here, we got an announcement of a new game, Trine 5, A Clockwork Conspiracy. That is coming this summer. They released a short trailer for that. Looks like more Trine goodness, puzzly platforming with multiplayer stuff. So that's pretty cool. I know you've been pushing to play some Trine.
Yeah, well, I haven't done that in like probably over 10 years now. But
when Trine 1 came out.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I mean, I just feel like it's so crazy that, we're 5 games into this series. It doesn't ever feel like it's that big a thing, like in general, but it's like every time one releases, I think it reviews pretty well.
Yeah. I mean, it seems like a cool game, like a cool co-op game to play. Like action, I guess it's more like an action RPG kind of thing. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'll get into it, but there's so many games, man. So I don't know, but I'm happy that it's something that's still going. Like that we're at 5. I remember when 4 just came out.
Yeah.
Oh crap! It's a human. It's another human. I'm playing on Fortnite. As I'm talking, and I thought I picked up the weapon, but I guess I didn't, because now the guy's got a gun and all I got is a sword, and I'm dead. At least I'm 83. God damn! I thought I picked the weapon up.
You gotta pick the weapon up and then switch to it or something, probably.
No, it didn't show. I didn't have it. It didn't show it in my thing. All I saw was the same shield I had.
Gotcha. All right, Dominic. Speaking of too many games, I got 2 more for you here. Via some leaks, there's apparently a Jet Set Radio reboot in the works at Sega, and also this one might hit home on you a little bit too much. Persona 3 is allegedly getting a remake, so it might be time to put that game down and just wait until this one comes out, Dominic.
You know what? I think I might just do that, Daniel. I think I might just do that, even though I'm close to the fucking very end. But you know what? Fuck it.
I should have saved this news then. I should have waited until you finished it.
Because, man. I wanted to do, my prediction was a new Persona, wasn't it? Yeah, it was a new Persona. So darn, this is not really a new Persona. But actually, I thought it was gonna be a variation of Persona 5. Really, like I was saying, like really a no new no variation of like Persona 5 really. I wasn't even thinking about the old ones. I thought they were done, really, technically with them.
Yeah.
But like Jet Set Radio, I never really got into none of the Jet Set Radio, so it's I mean that's cool. I never really played them. I mean, like I played them late, but I was really interested in them, and there's been so many games that's been better since those times that I just couldn't get into it. I probably would have liked it more if I played it when it first came out. So the 3 remake, man, that's cool. Like I could definitely see like some big improvement if they make it look like 5. That's great. But yeah, maybe I will stop and just move to 4. Or just play another game. Oh, okay. This is not the game. This is just the waiting area. I thought the person was coming to kill me. But he probably was, but they wouldn't.
They were. It's just the waiting area. All right, some more new game news, Dominic. Street Fighter 6 is going to get a 30-minute showcase on April 20th, hosted by Lil Wayne. It sounds like they have some big news.
I know I'm not watching. I'm not watching that shit. So,
yeah. What do you think, Dominic? What could the big news about Street Fighter 6 be? We've got a release date already. Yeah. Like, we know a good portion of the roster. So, like, another character doesn't feel like it would
another
be
character.
Big news.
Another character. That's basically it.
Yeah.
I can't think of anything else. And
it's coming to Xbox,
I landed right when there's a human, and they already got a gun. How the hell, freak?
They paid to have one already.
Open it up. Oh, I got bullets. Nice. Good to have bullets when you don't have a gun.
For your non-existent gun?
Yeah.
Maybe you can trade your bullets to the person with a gun for them to not kill you.
How the hell?
Give you these bullets. Don't kill me.
I used to take me like minutes till I see people. Now I'm just seeing them when I fucking get out. Come on, man. Help a brother out. Oh, a sister. I'm a black girl now. Okay.
There you go.
All right. Okay, I got a gun now. And I think I see a human. I'm going to shoot him. Let me kill you, please. Stop building the buildings. Stop building. Stop building defenses.
Oh, so you're playing build mode, Dominic? Come on.
Yeah, they just building up, man, like crazy. Sons of bitches.
All right. Next news story, Dominic. Media Molecule is discontinuing support for Dreams.
Wait a minute. Fuck. Keep talking.
Okay.
Ah, fuck!
After September 1st of this year, the game will no longer be supported. They are currently in the middle of server migrations that will be finalizing in May that will limit the online storage of your creations to 5 gigabytes. So it sounds like Dreams may have lived its final dream, Dominic. It's time to put it out to pasture.
Yeah, I totally forgot that thing was still around.
Yeah. I think a lot of people did, apparently. That's why they feel comfortable doing this. So,
yeah,
that's unfortunate.
They just didn't go far enough with it. You know what, Daniel? I am thinking about the Xbox thing. What is that thing called?
Oh, whatever that was. Yeah, Project Spark or something.
Yeah, I'm thinking about that. Dreams
came out in such a weird way because it was like out forever as like an early access thing, and then eventually like finally released. Yeah, they did not do that game any favors.
And I think I said that at the time. I think we said that. It's like this game has nothing behind it. Like and the way it say, like when I think we said, "Oh, it's finally released," it's like it was. Who knows this? Who knows about this?
The people that were doing anything in it stopped doing things in it 6 months ago, and now it's out. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, "What the hell?"
Yeah, that's really rough. Yeah.
So could you still play it on the PlayStation 5?
I mean, I don't know that they ever did like a PS5 version, but like you can play the PS4 version on there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, and they did have VR support for it, but that was PlayStation VR 1, so I don't think they ever updated it to 2.
Yeah, that sucks.
Yeah. So
all you got is Little Big Planet platforming game.
They might be. They said they're working on something else, and they're trying to divert resources to their new project.
It's already out.
Oh, the Sackboy Adventures, right?
Yeah.
They who made that though? That wasn't Media Molecule, was it?
I have no idea.
Because that's
about the character.
PlayStation Plus game this month.
Wow.
Adventures.
They should make Dreams a PlayStation Plus game.
Here you go. On its way out.
Yeah. Oh, crap. That's my fault.
Sumo Digital made.
Oh, my God. Everybody lands right here. Maybe I shouldn't land.
You gotta go elsewhere. Stop going to Tilted Tower or wherever.
Yeah, I keep going to the castle because I'm like, hey, looks interesting.
Yeah, the castle's cool looking. Don't go there. Everybody wants to go there. Yeah. But apparently Media Molecule is working on something else.
Hey, I'm going to open this thing up, man. Stop. Don't kill me. Fuck! At least I'm 99. Yep, all right, Dominic. Next one. Big story this week. Finally, official Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League has been delayed until February 2nd, 2024. So almost a year. We talked about it already when the rumors hit, but like, what are they going to do to make this worth their time? I guess. I don't know. Like, I think we already talked about the speculation that we think they delayed it the going into the end of the year just because of the bad press and the reaction to their show about when they were showing off the game. But if this is still now this, I think it's the same thing. But it's like, what can you do? Like, what is the point of doing that? Because are you going to be able to change the whole game to that time? Because if you can't, then you might, like we said, you might as well just release it. Just release it.
Yeah. Because that's what everybody was upset about. Like, the gameplay looked fine. Everybody having a gun was kind of disappointing because you thought, oh, you got these 4 different characters. They'll have 4 different kind of move sets or whatever. That's something they could maybe work on a little bit. But the inherent nature of that being like a live service game, it doesn't seem like it can change even in a year. And that's what people were unhappy about.
Yeah.
So I just don't know. Cause like, that's a rough spot. Like, you and I were talking about it, and sure, like pushing it out until next year maybe allows it to avoid being near like Spider-Man 2. So you're, comparing superhero games directly like that. But who's to say there isn't going to be some other big game launching in February that is also going to eat this game's lunch? Like, you're never going to choose the best date, but like just pushing this game back and back, if it's at a point where it could release in a month, which it was supposed to, like, maybe just cut your losses and put it out and then work on DLC to support it or something. I don't know. Cause like, you even look at Marvel's Avengers, which you were talking about, and like now, once it's all out and they're giving everything away, basically once they got rid of that, monetization stuff, like, it's a decent game, but like, no matter how much content they added to that game, nobody gave a crap about it while it was the game it was, because they put out the Hawkeye stuff, they put out the Thor stuff, they put out, the other Hawkeye stuff, eventually the Spider-Man stuff and the Winter Soldier stuff. And like, nobody really cared anytime that stuff came out. So.
Nope. So I don't know. Yeah. I don't know what the plan is, but I mean, hey, I guess we'll just don't talk about it for another year.
Or maybe show it off more often so you can get some feedback on it. And, I
want to know, because now, are they going to have another show to show it off? And like, you better be something different, because like, God darn it, man.
They're going to show it off in December, and then everybody's going to be like, wait, that looks like the same exact game. Why'd this get delayed? And they'll be like, oh, crap, we're going to 2025, boys. All right. Next up, Dominic. So we know E3 is not happening this year, But something that is happening, Nintendo announced Nintendo Live 2023 will be happening in Seattle in September sometime. It sounds like this is basically like a PAX style thing, which I've even seen some speculation that maybe they are working in conjunction with PAX because PAX West is occurring September 2nd through the 5th in Seattle. So it could just be that they're going to have a larger showing at PAX West. I don't know that this necessarily means we get some sort of big announcement from them, but it feels like they're doing something here if they're putting some effort into doing a show.
Yes! I killed him. Yes.
Good job.
Scared the show. Oh, shit. Somebody else shooting. Oh, OMD gear. Oh, you can pick it up. You can pick up the OMD gear. Woo! Got it. Yeah.
There you go. Now just don't die.
I'm a Jaeger. I mean, that's his name, Jaeger. I'm a
Jaeger pilot.
No, his name is Aaron Jaeger. Shit. I don't know. I'm a Titan killer.
I'm a Titan.
I don't know. No, yeah, Titan. Oh, fuck. How do you switch guns? Oh, fuck! It killed. Fuck! Damn it! I got panicked, Daniel. Oh my god, is that the same guy who? Or is everybody just wearing a pumpkin head?
Everybody's wearing a pumpkin head. They just look cool.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you?
God. It's like a metallic kind of pumpkin head, shiny.
Oh, fancy.
One. It's the same one. It's like it's the same one that killed me last time.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Oh, I apologize. Okay, we were talking about
Nintendo Live.
Yes,
yeah.
Nintendo
Do you
Live
think they
Seattle.
have an announcement for this, like a big thing, like a new Mario or something?
New Mario. Was that one of my predictions?
I believe that was, yes.
Well, then yes.
Yes, this would be the perfect time to announce one of my predictions, Mario. Yeah, I mean, around that time, you would probably have Mario. I mean, you probably have it sooner. Mario on streaming, and you got that going on, so you can coincide with that.
I think maybe a new Mario. I'm trying to think, is something Pokemon related? Maybe the expansions or something.
Yeah.
Maybe trying to think what other game. When's your game supposed to come out?
Which one?
The strategy game.
Advance Wars?
Yeah, when's that supposed to come out?
I think that comes out in May.
Oh, okay. So then not that. It's gotta be something about
April
Metroid,
20th,
right?
actually. So this coming week.
Oh, okay. It's gotta be like Metroid, right?
I just don't know. I'm not convinced that game is anywhere near coming out. I mean, maybe they do like Metroid Prime 2 and 3 remaster or whatever extent they up-res those to release them. And that almost feels kind of like this level thing, because despite this being like a live thing, it doesn't necessarily feel like, oh, this is E3, they'll do their like huge direct thing. It just feels like, oh, well, E3's not happening. We could partner up with PAX if that ends up being the case, or I don't know, come to the Nintendo office and shake Doug Bowser's hand or something. I don't know. We'll set up a couple of kiosks where you can play the Zelda game that released 9 months ago. I don't know. Like it's cool that they're doing something, I feel like, but it's Nintendo. It's very cool. If you want to send us some tickets, wink, wink, plane tickets also, wink, wink.
Yes.
But yeah, I don't know if we get anything huge out of this, but I would like to think like they've got something in their back pocket, because like right now Zelda releases at the beginning of the year. What do they have for later this year? And September is like a prime time to kind of just be like, yeah, and this is releasing in November or something like that. So I guess we will find out, Dominic. We also got a new trailer from Zelda Tears of the Kingdom this week. This was less focused on the vehicle creation stuff and more focused on just kind of the general vibe and story, if you can call a Zelda game a story. Kind of tenor of that. You see Ganondorf in there. You see Zelda in there. You see all Link's sidekicks in there. It seems like there might be some sort of like combat partnerships there, because you're standing there with like a whole bunch of the Goron and the bird guy and the fish guy. So like maybe there's some kind of like team up combat kind of stuff there. And of course they do show some of the vehicles that are created in there, and some of the weird different concoctions. Like there's a shield rocket concoction where Link holds out his shield and gets boosted up to the next level of things. I'm still just wondering what this game ends up being. Like, does it have dungeons? Does it have shrines? Does it have something that's gonna focus me more on the completion of that game than just kind of the general, like, oh, you get to live in this world and make all sorts of wacky stuff that will be cool to see on the internet, but isn't really kind of the game that I'm looking for.
Fucking Spider-Gwen, you bitch! I just picked that weapon up. I was trying to learn how to use it, and then that bitch just came and just shotgun. God damn! They didn't give me a chance.
You're gonna feel worse, Dominic. That Spider-Gwen is a 7-year-old child. It's a ruthless 7-year-old child. So what do you think? Any thoughts on Zelda? Did you see the new trailer?
No, I didn't even know there was a new trailer out.
Yes. Yeah, there's a new trailer that came out.
I mean, does it show like, oh, here's a debug mode?
A debug mode?
Does it show that? Like you can just make it so you can climb forever?
No, unfortunately not. No, that's the that'll be the Dolphin trailer that comes out.
Spider-Gwen is just kicking fucking ass. God damn! I mean, I ain't watching her do well.
You gotta hope she does well. If the person that kills you came in first place, that means you could have came in second place, Dominic. That's how I look at that. All right, last story I got here, Dominic. Redfall, the Microsoft zombie shooter, not zombie. What am I saying? Vampire shooter. That is going to be releasing on May 2nd, just a couple of weeks away from now. But Microsoft announced that this will launch only with quality mode, which means 30 frames per second, and performance mode, which will run the game at 60 frames per second on the Series S and X, will come at a later time, and the internet is very upset about this. Dominic, what do you think?
Okay, the people who are who should be upset is people who actually are going to play the game.
Yes.
So the Sony people should shut the fuck up. So that'll just take away more than half of the people who are probably talking bad shit. But I'm just joking. But no, I mean, I would be upset too. Why? Like, stop putting games that aren't done. Then the game does not come out till May 2nd. Just say, look, we got to do some we got to fix some shit.
Yeah,
we're coming out May 2nd because I like, dude. Like, people. It gotta stop, man. I'm sorry, and like I know it's been happening for years now, but you know what? I don't think people should stop complaining about it.
No,
stop playing out unfinished games. You come out May 2nd, just like Halo. Halo didn't come out with the freaking co-op until a fucking more than a year later. Mm-hmm. Some people say, "Man, I've been waiting a long time." So, fucking well. I mean, at least they work. Because guess what? How about they didn't work on those seasons? Everybody not like they kept putting out seasons for the multiplayer out all that time. How about, or either just put out the multiplayer, or you know what? No, I want the whole thing. So nobody works on the multiplayer. You work on the fucking campaign, get everything ready for that. Then they come out with everything. Like, damn. And like this with this, it's going to come out a few weeks later. No, it should just come out May 2nd then. Just say you get come out May 2nd.
Well, the game does come out May 2nd. The update, we don't even know when that's coming.
Oh, honestly, I thought you were saying that it came out earlier. Oh, shit.
No, yeah. So they haven't even given a specific date for when that update will come.
So people so people, if I could beat the game 7 times before that update comes out, that's too fucking long. And I think you probably can. I think you probably can beat that game. Well, let me see. No, one time, because I'll say it's just as long as Dead Rising or something. I say at least as long as that, and that's pretty long. Dead Rising was Dead Island. I'm sorry, Dead Island, Dead Island, or the other one,
Dying Light.
Dying Light. Like because those are pretty long. If it's as long as those games, and if I can beat it before this update comes out, that's too long. You might as well just wait. Just wait. Like what's the issue? Whatever the issue is, just work on it. Just work on that issue.
We waited this long already, Dominic. Like they can't delay it anymore. Like Microsoft has nothing.
But why did you? Well, how about you don't?
How about you don't give it a release date until you put into
just say
projections when you're going to be able to do this?
You had a release date, and just say, listen, we have an unannounced release date. We have a window we want to go for, but we don't know. Like, you couldn't get the performance mode down. That's the problem.
So let me ask you this, Dominic. Like, if the roles were reversed here and the only mode that existed was the 60 frames per second mode, and they said, at a later point we'll bring out the presentation mode or whatever, the quality mode. That's
honestly, they bring it out. Bring it out then. It's fine. That's fine. Honestly, that's fine. Like I'm okay with them saying they'll do the other mode later because I feel like running 60 frames per second is a whole lot better than the 30 frames.
Yeah,
with detail, because at some point you're not focused on that type of game. You're not really focused on detail. Really.
Let me stop and get into photo mode here and take a few pictures. Oh man, the resolution just isn't good here.
Yeah, I mean, it's because how much worse is it going to look?
Yeah,
really. I mean, how much better? I should say. Well, how much worse are you playing? If you're playing it and the performance mode, how much worse is it compared to quality mode? Because we tried that, but then get it as streaming. So maybe I'll see a big difference if I was playing on a Series X at home instead of streaming. But streaming wise, I saw very little difference between performance and quality mode, to the point I always would play performance mode in games. Like I think what's the game I play? I'm trying to think of what I played recently, because it had that. It had the performance mode and quality mode, and I was like, I think it was Avengers. Like Avengers, I could not, like, I could tell it running at 30 frames per second. I can tell what it was running, but I couldn't tell, like, it's more detailed now.
Right.
I put a performance mode. I was like, it's good enough. Like, I have no problems with this mode.
I'm just wondering if we really need to get away from this whole quality versus performance mode thing. Like the Pro and the X versions of the consoles last generation kind of added these on because they were like half measures, right? It was like, you can either get this or you can either get that. Like with these next generation consoles, we should just get both, right? And at the same time, like, just give us the game the way you intend for that game to be played.
Yeah, exactly. What do you intend? Yeah.
This isn't a PC. Like the PC, we can do that. We can play that game where I got to turn up this slider. It doesn't run this well. I got to turn up this one, turn down this one, and cycle through 60 different NVIDIA options to see if it'll, look better. But for consoles, just design the game the way you want it to be played, and in this case you would think it would be 60 frames per second plus because it's a shooter, and go from there. Adjust your quality levels from there. If you can't, because it's a closed architecture, it's not like the PC. The reason those options exist on PC is because I have this card with this processor. You've got this other card with this processor. Some other dude's got this card with this processor with this much more RAM.
And it's different brands. And it's different brands of processor. Not only the or graphics cards or whatever chips. Like people, it's not even the same brand. So yeah, you're gonna have to do that. Something's going to happen. A bug is always there for PC. Like even simple things that you think something could be wrong. Like I had to put it at this because I can't run it this well at this setting or something like that. Consoles, it's fixed. It's fixed, and that's the whole thing. The whole point of the console was the simplicity of it, of that. So make it so sometimes, you know what, it's not. You know what, it is sometimes not to always have choices. You know, because I bought the simplicity of it to not have to be making a whole lot of choices on it.
I don't want to have to sit there and go like, okay, this is running at 60, but it like. Does the reflection on that window not quite look as good? Like, do I want to play it like this, or should I turn on the quality mode? Because, like, oh yeah, it's got ray tracing, but like, can I even tell the difference? Like, it's so silly. Like, it's a console. Design it for that console, and then don't make me choose. Just put all your efforts into this one version of this game to make it look good and run well. That's all we want.
Yep. So I don't. Yeah, that's freaking sad. It's like every time Microsoft has a chance to get really a good foothold on something, it's always something that holds it back, man. That holds it back. It's always something. God damn.
Yeah. I mean, a part of this is like, oh, it's a Game Pass game. I've already paid for it. I'm not paying anything extra for it. Like, I'm just going to play it however it plays. But, like, why? Who made this choice? Like, who decided that this was going to be the way that they were going to release this game? Like, at a certain point, Phil Spencer needs to answer these questions, right? Like,
yes,
because this had to have crossed his desk. I know he's dealing with a lot bigger things, but like, at some point, somebody had to go, okay, we got to put out this press release saying that this game is only going to run at 30 frames per second on the Xbox consoles. Like, is this cool, Philly Phil? And he's got to go, yes, put this out. Like,
he'll say cool Philly Phil.
I just imagine that's how he likes to be referred to in the office, because he's a laid back guy, Dominic. He wants you to think of him as a friend, not a boss.
Well, he wants to be called Uncle Phil.
Uncle Phil. Yep, and just like Will Smith, I'm looking around this empty ass house, wondering where the games are.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that is unfortunate news for like what could have been a win for them. Now this is going to be, and obviously like the amount of people that are talking about this, that are going to play that game, is probably on the smaller side than people who are just PlayStation fanboys looking for a hit to, you know, to knock the Xbox for. But even then, it's like, that's what's going to dominate this conversation now, whether that game is good or not. It could have been better. It could have ran better. It could have done this better, you know? And that's unfortunate. It's Microsoft shooting themselves in the foot again, it feels like.
Yeah, I know.
They've been doing that a lot this generation.
Exactly. It's almost like this is planned for them to shoot themselves in the foot. Like, this has to be.
Oh, this
has to be the way.
Dominic. They're like, we took the 360 generation. We'll let you have the Xbox One and the Xbox whatever series generation, and then next generation we're going to come back at it, Sony. So we just got to trade these off. That's what it is, Dominic. Everybody's staying in business. Everybody's making money.
Or it's like, hey, we make more. We come to agreement. We make most of the money. Y'all need this because y'all have nothing else. Y'all have nothing else, Sony, but this. Because nothing else is Sony. None of the other Sony products are selling a whole lot, and the movie studio stuff is not doing as well as you want. So
let me tell you about the 7 Spider-Man spinoffs without Spider-Man in them, though, Dominic.
Yeah, exactly. Man, I cannot wait till Hydro Man. The Hydro Man awakens.
You're going to be waiting a while, because first we got to get through Kraven and Mistress Webb and Silver Sable and...
Mistress Webb better be an old lady. It better
It's
be
not.
like,
it's the Dakota Johnson, the lady from the 50 Shades of Grey movie.
Oh, her.
Yeah. There's also
I liked her in Peter Butter Falcon. That's my favorite role for her. I liked her in that.
Yeah. I still gotta get around to watching that. Yeah, so that's kind of where we are with that, Dominic. Microsoft taking another L for the moment. Hopefully that game comes out and over exceeds expectations. So like maybe nobody cares about this and we just move on and talk about how good that game is. But we'll see. All right, Dominic, did you see any other news that you were interested in before we move on to the new releases?
Nah, man. I'm good.
All right, new releases this week. We got Inscription that is now out on the Xbox family of consoles, previously out on PC, PS4. Not sure if that ever came out on the Switch, but that is the card game that turns into a little more, it seems like. You also have Tron Identity that is now out.
Is that on Game Pass?
Inscription, I don't think it is, but let me check Xbox here.
Wait a minute, was it out? It was out in other places before it came to Xbox?
Yeah.
Okay, never mind then. Because I was thinking like that was the only one. I was saying it gotta be Game Pass. Then how you be the only system and not be on Game Pass?
Yeah, no. All right, we also have Tron Identity that's out on Nintendo Switch and PC.
What? I picked that up because I saw like it was like a visual novel thing. I think you told me about when we first heard about it.
And it's a Bithell game.
Oh shit! Oh no, Bithel's good. I like Bithell. I don't like the guy.
Good.
Yeah, I don't like the guy who did the Mario the guy. What's the platforming game where it? Huh?
You're talking about Braid, right?
Braid, yes. The whole thing is supposed to be you gotta think about it. No, I was like, shut up. I ain't thinking about shit. Besides, like, whatever. That guy. I forgot why I hated him. It's an old podcast. Listen to it.
It's because he's
listen
bald.
to the old podcast. I have no idea what the guy looks like, Daniel.
Okay, well, he's bald.
Always imagine him with just like a curly mustache or something like that. But no, yeah. I didn't realize Bithell did this, but yeah. Well, now I want to play it even more. But yeah, I picked it up. I didn't install it yet. I got it on PC, but yeah, because I saw it was like a visual novel kind of deal going on here, and I was kind of. I don't know if there's any puzzle or stuff with it, but it was pretty cheap, so I was like, yeah, why not? I'll try this game out. And I like Tron. The TV series was pretty good. The story around Tron sounds nice. It just wasn't executed very well in the latest movie. In the first movie, I think it was just horrible. I can't even finish that movie, honestly.
It's a rough movie to go back to.
It really is. And I think even watching like the Riff Tracks version, which is Riff Tracks Presents, it's not them, it's the other guys, but it was pretty good. I mean, they were funny.
Oh, okay.
But always got halfway through it to a point like I take a break, I'm going to come back to it, and then I just never come back to it. That movie is bad. Like I was like, darn, y'all could. It's like y'all could have really just made a simple movie with this stuff, and y'all just I don't know what they were going for. But the second one, it had its issue. I liked it overall. It could have been a whole lot more. Like I think a lot of things were fast forwarded. Like it was pretty. It went a little too fast as far as story. And yeah, it could have been a whole lot better. And that's when Olivia Wilde. I didn't hear a whole lot of bad things about her compared to now. So that was a good time. But yeah, so what else we got, man?
All right, we also got Ghostwire Tokyo that's now out on the Xbox consoles, and Mega Man Battle Network Legacy Collection is now out on the Nintendo Switch, PC, and PS4.
Now, the Ghostwire Tokyo, because I remember when it came out for the Xbox like this earlier this week, it didn't come on the cloud right away. It came out just to be because every time I would try to pick it up on the console, it would say, "Oh, you don't have the right console for it because you only can play it on a Series X or Series S." And I was like, what the hell? Where's the cloud? Where are you giving out for the cloud? I went on the PC. Say it didn't even have a cloud. Later on, then I saw like a tweet saying like, "Oh, play this on the cloud." Then I looked up there and say, "Oh, it came out later on the cloud." I was like, I didn't know they did that. I didn't know things come out later. I mean, maybe it doesn't always do that because I think MLB The Show was on the cloud early, but then I'm not sure. Yeah, because it was like later. Like it wasn't like just hours later. I'm talking about it was like later in the day because it was like in the afternoon. I was trying to see if it was on the cloud because I was out and I was just gonna play on my phone for a bit just to see what it looks like, and it won't let me. And I'm hearing things. What am I hearing? Oh, something outside. I'm sorry. Yeah. So I don't know what was that whole deal, but maybe this has some issues, but they did get it out. So I might play a little bit of it. I did play some, last year on the PC of it, and I said it was okay. It just didn't keep my interest, but I might just play some just for the hell of it. Since now I can play it on the Xbox Series X through cloud. I'm curious how it looks and runs now, because all I could do was play on PC, and I knew I wasn't playing it at the best.
Yeah. All right.
I don't know why you had to laugh, Daniel. You laugh at my because I don't have a good PC hardware. That's pretty rude of you.
I'm just laughing
pretty
at
rude,
you
Daniel.
Knowing that it's not the best. That's all.
Whatever.
Everything could be better. And also, apparently, they're adding de novo to that game now.
What?
Yeah.
Well, I'm just playing the Xbox stuff, so I shouldn't even have to worry about that. But that's really bad for those PC people who don't care about that, care for that stuff.
That's so silly. Anyway, all right. So yeah, that is the new release.
Did the last one even have it when it first came on PC? Did it have de novo?
No, that's the thing. They're just adding it now.
Yeah, that is. Yeah. I don't like that, Daniel.
No.
I don't
like that. Bad trend. Bad trend to set, Dominic.
You gotta wait like 2 years until they remove it or something like that. I don't know what's the timetable for that stuff to get removed.
I just don't know why they would add it now. Like, I guess maybe they're like, people will be talking about it again now that it's out on the Xbox.
I wonder, like, what's the boost in PCs? I mean, I know you could buy technically on PC on Xbox. Yeah, because they got it. But what's the boost you think it is? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, people are going to clamor to Steam or Epic or wherever it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It just seems silly, but that's what they're doing, Dominic. That's what they're doing. All right, yeah. Got anything else for the people this week?
Not really. But it is Jack. Well, it's no point in me saying that because it's not going to be Jackie Robinson Day by the time you hear this podcast.
It was Jackie Robinson Day.
But happy, I think it's because it's his birthday. Happy birthday, Jackie Robinson. I think that's why it's today. I never looked it up why they always do it was Jackie Robinson Day. I never knew why they chose this date. And his birthday, no, it's not his birthday. So they just choose his date then, because maybe something happened. Maybe this is the first day he. It
was opening day in 1947 when he had his first game. It looks like.
Okay, all right, so that's why. Because his birthday's in January 31st. They should play games on January 31st then, Daniel. To represent his legacy.
First day was in 2004.
2000? Oh, you mean the first day they done it? I was about to say. I was like, that doesn't make any sense, Daniel.
Yes. Yes. So happy Jackie Robinson Day. All right, Dominic. So that's it then.
All right. Yeah, that's it.
All right. Thank you guys as always for listening. You check us out on Twitter. Dominic is at DStalworth5. I'm at RegulusMB. The podcast is at Superpod. SUPAPOD. Superpod.com is the website. You can find all of our podcasts there, as well as links to all the places you can find us, including YouTube, where there's a video version of this podcast, as well as iTunes, Stitcher, Google Podcasts, Spotify, and any other place you might find an audio podcast. And until next time, guys, talk to you later.
All right, see you.